Welcome to Bloomington Today. I'm Kaylin Cockriel. Thanks for joining us. The Minnesota state government shutdown is in its second week. However, the city of Bloomington will continue to offer a full range of services during this time, with some state-funded services that will be affected if the shutdown continues for a prolonged period of time. One area affected is the city's Department of Motor Vehicles. Here's how.
One of the things that's affected us during the shutdown is we can process no DNR transactions. No boats or anything can be licensed during this time. We are still able to sell license tabs and do transfers to automobile titles. We are also able to renew driver's license, but the printing of the documents by the state is all delayed due to the shutdown.
And one common misconception about all Minnesota DMVs.
Your motor vehicle offices in the state of Minnesota are not run by the state of Minnesota. Every motor vehicle office is either city, county, or privately owned. So we can still open and function. We were able to get access to state computers. And so every day we're still here doing 90% of what we've always been able to do.
One of the most major impacts to Bloomington is the suspension of the I-494-169 interchange project. MnDOT says that construction has ceased and contractors' equipment may be removed from the site depending upon how long the state shutdown lasts. All public meetings hosted by MnDOT regarding the interchange and any other construction projects will be postponed until further notice. Also, keep in mind that traffic cameras and other travel information websites will not be updated during the shutdown. Rest areas on Minnesota state highways are closed, and travelers should call 911 to report a road emergency. If you'd like more information on how the state government shutdown could affect Bloomington's operation, visit the city's website. Some exciting changes are in store for parts of Bloomington as crews have begun work on one major development. We were up in the sky getting a bird's eye view of the early stages of construction. Take a look. This is more than just a pile of dirt in the middle of one of Bloomington's most bustling areas. It's the future home of residential condos, retail shops, office space, and eateries. This is the Penn-American District.
The Penn-American District is in draft right now, but its long-term plan is to create a mixed-use environment that will take advantage of the location. It's adjacent to 494 and 35W. We'll have bus rapid transit operating there soon, with possible expansion plans of bus rapid transit along American Boulevard. So it's a perfect place for new growth here in Bloomington.
This was the scene in late June as crews broke ground, beginning the first phase of the project. Hauling dirt, digging foundations, and flattening land are keeping crews busy right now. Phase 1 will include the construction of 212 apartments and 22 townhomes, as well as 14,000 square feet of retail and restaurant space.
It's important for us to offer a variety of housing. A lot of people are looking for the convenience that you have in mixed use. This makes us a modern, 21st century community when we start doing redevelopment like this.
This is the first redevelopment project to start construction in the Penn-American District, and it's expected to be the framework for phased redevelopment by defining a vision for attractive public spaces, unified streetscapes, a mixture of active use spaces, and improved transit services. We'll continue to check back on this site right here on Bloomington Today as construction continues throughout the summer. This year's Summer Fete celebration was one for the record books. Thousands of residents turned out to mingle with their neighbors to celebrate the 4th of July here in Bloomington. A record 45,000 people gathered at the Normandale Lake Bandshell on Sunday, July 3rd to enjoy good food, a carnival, and musical entertainment on 2 stages. And as always, the event was capped off by a fantastic fireworks display. The City of Bloomington would like to thank all of the supporters who contributed to the 2011 Summer Fete celebration. Buttons and t-shirts from the event are still available for purchase for about the next 2 weeks. Simply stop by the Parks and Recreation Division at Civic Plaza between the hours of 8 a.m. and 4 p.m. to pick up yours. And if you missed the festivities of Summer Fete, don't worry. There are more events taking place at the bandshell, sure to be fun for the entire family. Summer nights in Bloomington are getting better as more and more residents are catching wind of the free performances featuring music and dance 2 days a week at the Normandale Lake Bandshell. Every Tuesday and Thursday starting at 7 p.m., various entertainment groups and bands take to the stage, playing music from all different genres and eras, using various instruments and many showcasing their dance moves. For a complete list of performances through August 19th, visit the city's website. Coming up on July 19th, the Seldom Heard Bluegrass Band will be stopping by the bandshell, and Thursday, July 21st is Latin Music Night, so get your dancing shoes ready. Get your tires pumped up and your helmet ready and mark your calendar for the annual Bike with the Mayor event. Mayor Gene Winstead and the Bike Alliance of Minnesota would like to invite residents to join them on a bike ride through Bloomington. The community ride will take place on Thursday, July 28th from 5 to 7 p.m. The ride will follow a 7-mile route beginning and ending at the Cedar Valley Church, located at 8600 Bloomington Avenue. The majority of the ride will take place on new bike lanes on the reconfigured 86th Street. And in true tour guide fashion, Mayor Winstead will even point out new features and improved bikeways along the ride. Bike helmets are required and a water break will be provided at Lower Penn Lake Park. The mayor-led bike ride is part of the Active Living Hennepin County initiative, funded by the statewide health improvement program of Bloomington, Edina, and Richfield. As Albert Einstein said, life is like riding a bicycle. In order to keep your balance, you must keep moving. Hope to see everyone out at the community bike ride. If you've been anywhere near area lakes and ponds, you've most certainly seen geese and ducks trolling the land and the water. The City of Bloomington would like to remind residents about the city statute in place with regard to feeding waterfowl. According to Bloomington City Code, no person shall feed or allow the feeding of wild animals, such as ducks, geese, and turkeys. Bloomington Public Works says that what many people don't realize is that feeding waterfowl may actually be harmful to their health rather than beneficial. Waterfowl require precise nutrition to survive Minnesota winters. Popular feeding foods like bread, crackers, and popcorn are low in nutrition and can cause disease. Dependency is also a common factor when feeding wildlife. Canada geese and mallards will congregate in areas where feeding occurs. Overpopulation, delayed migration, pollution, and loss of natural fear of humans may occur. As tempting as it may be, the city urges residents to refrain from feeding waterfowl. Deer and raccoons are also included in that section of the city code and cannot legally be fed. It's now time for a short break. When we come back, we're joined by Bloomington resident Kathy Taylor to talk with us about a human services sponsored group looking for more members. Stay with us.
Was that my exit? There you are, ma'am, all done.
Thank you very much.
Have a great day. Oh!
Thanks again.
Every day, emergency workers, as well as maintenance crews, construction crews, and first drivers work on busy roadways. And every day, they're at risk of being killed.
On multi-lane highways, please move over one lane. Our lives depend on you.
Mom, Dad, I need to talk to you. I'm scared.
I don't think I can go back to school tomorrow. There's a guy and some of his friends who are after me.
They hate my clothes, the way I talk, everything about me.
I know.
You're stupid and ugly.
Did you hear me? I'm scared.
Listen to what they have to say. Take a stand. Lend a hand. Stop bullying now.
Welcome back, everyone. We are now joined by Bloomington Human Services Senior Writing Club leader, Kathy Taylor. Welcome to the show, Kathy.
Thank you.
Well, Bloomington Human Services has come up with a group that allows seniors to keep their writing skills active. Tell us a bit about the Seniors Writing Club.
Well, this is a group of people. It's a very loose-knit group. There's no rules and regulations. No money changes hands, but it's a support group, so to speak, because we've found in the past that people need to be encouraged. And it isn't only people who have had writing skills and know about it, but it's a lot of people that have decided, well, I could do better than that when they read something. And also people who want to relate their family history as for their generations to come. And a lot of them like that, to do that.
Perfect. Well, why do you feel that there was a need for something like this?
Well, I think there's a lot of people out there who have talent, and they need an outlet for it. Some people want to publish. We've had poetry, we've had people that have written, not much in the line of fiction, so much as stories of their life. Although we've had one man who has written a couple of books, self-published. And it's a very satisfying feeling for people to write something and hear that other people think it's good.
Absolutely. Well, the group meets once a month, and we're trying to raise some awareness about this senior writing group. Walk us through a typical meeting.
Well, we met originally just once a month. People need time to write, and we figured too often is you're putting too much pressure on. We used to have a lot of people coming, 10, 12, but now it's down to maybe like 5 or 6.
Okay.
But they come and go. It's amazing how many people are interested in writing.
Absolutely. So when you come once a month, are you going over things that have been written during that month you've been apart, or kind of bouncing ideas off of each other? What's the purpose of the meeting?
Well, usually it's, we have one lady who does an excellent job of poetry, and she's always reading something that she's done. It doesn't have to be current necessarily, but most of the time it's something that they want to know. They have a feeling about it, they have a good feeling, but they want to know what others think. And so sometimes it's stuff that they've written before, but sometimes it's something that strikes them right now and they've written it. And
yeah. What has the response been so far from seniors who've been involved with the writing club?
Well, we used to be very, very involved when we had, we got to a point where we had almost too many coming, because we felt that everybody had to have an opportunity to read something if they wanted to. And sometimes we got people that got carried away, and we had one man that liked politics, which wasn't the purpose of our club. And so we had to tell somebody, maybe, well, maybe you'll let somebody else read now and you can finish up later if there's time. And that way we gave everybody a chance to give some information.
So people have been finding it kind of fulfilling to be able to share their work with their peers.
Yeah, that's a need, really, for writers. They've got to know that they're going down the right path.
Absolutely. Do you find in your experience that once a senior citizen has retired, there's less to do to kind of keep them active in the community? Do you think that plays a role at all in people coming?
Well, it depends, I guess, on the person. If they've got a strong hobby, that's fine, because then people will keep busy with their hobby. Whether it's physical, like biking, or and then other things might be art. They might like to paint. And writing is very easy from a standpoint of equipment.
Yes.
But outside of that, I think that a lot of seniors, I had a niece recently retired, and she is so busy, it's amazing.
Well, tell me how the club has benefited you in particular, Kathy. You are the club leader, obviously very involved with all the meetings. Tell me how the club has been a benefit.
Well, yes, I have. I've always wanted to write, so I mean, it wasn't anything particularly new for me, and that's what got me started here. I came up because there was a program that they were offering about writing, and that's how our club got started. Another lady and I went to this program, and when that program was over, we decided, well, maybe we should keep on going. And I personally I've always felt that people can say, oh yes, that's good, and I might feel it's a good article or something that I've done, but I've sent it out mostly memorabilia type, and I've sold quite a few items, short items, but they've been all storytelling type. And there's nothing like a couple of dollars to make you feel that, yeah, that might be pretty good.
You're absolutely right. Well, the club meets once a month, and you guys are looking for members. Tell viewers how they can get involved with this club if they'd like to.
Come. Just come see us. We would be delighted to see anybody that's interested.
Okay.
We have had people stop in. There was a couple from out in Prior Lake came. Yeah. I don't know how they heard about us, but they came because they had certain information they wanted, and so we gave them what we knew, and they never came back. But they found out what they wanted, and that's perfectly all right. We're glad to help anybody. That's what we're there for. We're supporting other people that are interested in writing.
Absolutely. Well, we'd like to thank Kathy Taylor for being here with us today. And as Kathy said, just come on by, and we have all of the information on the city's website as far as the dates and the times of the upcoming meetings. It's now time for a break. We'll be right back.
Meet Kathy, who's lived most everywhere, from Zanzibar to Berkeley Square. But Kathy's only seen the sights a girl can see from Brooklyn Heights. What a crazy pair.
Kath, have you heard from Patty and Richard yet?
Yes. Patty was going to stop and pick up a pie, and Richard was going to file for Medicare.
Filing for Medicare? We won't eat till midnight tomorrow.
Richard's filing for Medicare online at socialsecurity.gov. It takes less than 10 minutes.
10 minutes? I had to go to the office and wait.
Online.
What about the paperwork?
Online.
But Richard's still working.
Online. Hey.
You made it.
No problemo, Papo. I got the pie.
And I got my Medicare.
And I've got the turkey.
You get that online too?
Welcome back, everyone. One Bloomington ball field is now greeting visitors with some new signage. The Toro Grandstand at Red Haddock's Field, located at 9000 Portland Avenue South, may look a bit different if you visited the site lately. The City of Bloomington's graphic designer Jan Norback created this sign depicting a team and fans enjoying a game. The sign installation celebrates a generous donation made by Toro, as well as marks the completion of field improvements that began in 2010. The month of July has brought big progress to the Bush Lake Trail Restoration Project. The week of July 5th consisted of major concrete work. All of the trails that had previously been closed to pedestrians and bicyclists are now open. Now just a few loose ends need to be tied up and the project will be complete.
All of the segments are paved with bituminous. We have a few ped ramps and some concrete trash receptacle pads to finish before we're completely done with all of the new installation of pavement. And then we are going to be restoring the disturbed areas either with seed or sod, depending on where they're located and how much water we think they're going to get. But we're waiting for cooler weather. Right now with the 95-degree days that we've been having, it seems like every week's got one or two of them. If we put seed and sod down right now, they probably would die.
Tune in to next week's Bloomington Today, where we'll let residents in on where the city's next trail restoration project will begin. The City of Bloomington is inviting residents to get to know their neighbors while promoting a great cause by participating in the 28th Annual National Night Out. Tuesday, August 2nd, your neighborhood is invited to party towards a safer community. National Night Out is an event designed to heighten crime and drug prevention, generate support for local anti-crime activities, and strengthen neighborhood spirit and police-community partnerships. Registration is easy. Visit the city's website and keyword search National Night Out. You'll then find a registration form to fill out and submit online. Last year's National Night Out was the most successful event ever for Bloomington. More than 300 police, fire, and paramedic personnel visited the 372 neighborhood parties that registered in 2010. The city hopes that this year even more neighborhoods get involved. Well, it's now time for another City Faces segment where we take you into a day in the life of a Bloomington city worker and see how they're meeting the city's mission of providing quality services at an affordable price. Today, we'll step into the shoes of office assistant Martha Morrill. Take a look.
Like any city employee, Martha Morrill is able to take pride in the value of her job and its importance in the community.
We'll have customers that say they have moved out of Bloomington, but they come back to our motor vehicle office because we're the best. And I think that's a benefit to a community when you have people that have moved out that will come back, then certainly it's a benefit to those residents that are still here.
Martha is able to see challenges in a positive light and does her best to resolve all situations as efficiently as possible.
The customer that comes through the door angry right from the start, and you have to diffuse that so that you can define the problem, and then you can turn that around so that you can let them know that we're not government, we're not bureaucracy, we're not red tape, that I'm the person behind the counter that wants to help you with whatever issue you have. And that's probably the biggest challenge.
The Department of Motor Vehicles helps drivers update their vehicle and licensing information.
We are the link between the state of Minnesota Department of Public Safety and also the DNR and our residents. We renew driver's licenses, we transfer car titles, we renew registration.
As a city employee for 23 years and a longtime Bloomington resident, it is likely for Martha to come across a familiar face.
78,000 transactions a year are processed through our motor vehicle office. 85% of those are Bloomington residents. By having lived in Bloomington as long as I have, more often than not, my customer can be somebody I graduated high school with. They could be the parents of children I used to babysit. So a high school teacher. And I enjoy that. There's a connection to customers that come in.
Martha's connection with others doesn't stop here. When asked what she would do if she won the lottery, she would rather share her winnings than to spend the money on herself.
When I spoke about what I enjoy so much about my job is I still have family here. We're literally within blocks apart, and with that comes my nephews. And if you ask any of my coworkers, it would be my nephews would probably get 3/4 of it. Simple question.
Well, that's all the time we have for today. To get more information on city projects, parks, road construction, and events, visit the city's website. To check out past Bloomington Today shows or other city productions, visit Bloomington's YouTube channel, accessible right from the city's homepage. That and so much more is online right now at www.ci.bloomington.mn.us. If Facebook or Twitter isn't your thing, sign up for eSubscribe. That way you can have updates sent right to your email or cell phone. This is Bloomington Today, a presentation of the City of Bloomington's Communications Division. I'm Kaylin Cockriel. Thanks so much for joining us.